Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Greetings everyone. Thanks for coming to our extra day of Youth Talk. Let me introduce myself. My name is Eric Ronaldo as a team leader, and with me,
My name is Brilliant Lang as his partner in this presentation.
right. So before we start, let's go to the background. Oh iya. Next. All right. So before I start the presentation, let me tell you a bit about why we choose to pick this theme of our science experiments. So the first one is why we choose mosquito as our main idea is because lately in Indonesia, from the data we have around 1,700 people that got dengue fever from Aedes aegypti mosquito, and with that, people use spray can to repel them. Yeah. So with the
Yeah, and mosquito repellent, most of them are toxic. So for me, toxic mosquito repellent causes like soreness in the throat. That's why we want to make a material, a liquid that is an alternative to toxic mosquito repellent.
Next. Right, the statement of the problem. The first one is how effective is our lime extract in killing Aedes aegypti mosquito larvae compared to the chemicals one such as DDT or diethylmide, picardin, and penidrin. And the second one is what is the potential of lime as mosquito control concerning the ecosystem around the residential areas. And the last one is what is the effect of different concentration of Aedes aegypti mosquito larva. Right, so the purpose is why we're making this is because first is we want to determine the effectiveness of lime extract in killing Aedes aegypti larva compared to the chemicals one. And the second one is to investigate the long-term impact of the lime extract on the mosquito and the local ecosystem. Next. The literature review. So we have two literature reviews here. The first one is the lime, which the lime origin of the lime is from Myanmar, Asia, America, and second one is the Aedes aegypti, which the main theme is mosquito that can the Aedes aegypti mosquito is insects that can spread dengue fever and yellow dengue fever. Next. The basis assumption is that the first one is lime has antibacterial and antimicrobial properties. The active compound in the lime, such as limonene and vitamin C, have been widely studied and are keen to have antibacterial and antimicrobial properties. Second, Aedes aegypti mosquitoes are susceptible to antibacterial and antimicrobial compounds. As insects, Aedes aegypti mosquitoes have certain microorganisms that live in their bodies. Antibacterials and antimicrobial compounds have the potential to disrupt the balance of microorganisms. And the last one is lime extract can be applied in a safe form to control mosquito population. Lime extract can be formulated into various products such as spray products or lotion, which are safe for human use and effective at repelling or killing mosquitoes. Next. The hypothesis. So the hypothesis is lime extract can be used as an alternative substance to kill Aedes aegypti mosquito larvae. Meanwhile, the resulting of null hypothesis is that there is no difference in the mortality rate between Aedes aegypti mosquito and the other mosquito groups.
Next. Okay, so we reach the third subject, bab 3. We are using a quantitative approach because we need current up-to-date data. So we test the data ourselves. So yeah, we perform the experiments ourselves. That is our timeline. I won't be getting much onto that, but yeah, that's just our planning, our proposal, revision, yeah, something like that. Yeah. Next. Okay, so the tools and materials that we use are quite simple, quite basic. We use a basin, tissue like a metal mesh, paper, no. We use laptop, notebook, and writing tools. And the material we are using water. Of course, we are using Aedes aegypti mosquitoes, their larvae, and of course the lime. Yeah, so using a basin, we fill it with water, and then we added Aedes aegypti mosquitoes in the basin. We cover it up with the mesh. We waited for several days until the mosquito lay their eggs, and yeah, we wait till the eggs are evolve into a larvae, and then that's where we test whether our liquid are effective to killing the larva. Next. Yeah, this is just a continuation of our technique, again quantitative, meaning we collect the data ourselves, we make the experiment, because we need recent data to make our experiment. Yeah, next. Yeah, so this is our result. We use 3 different concentration, each with 2 different drops from 5 and 10. 14% concentration, 24 and 36. In the 14% concentration, nothing really happens to the larvae. They're both still waggling around. At the 24% concentration, one larva did actually die, while the other one have slowly but not dead yet. And the final concentration, 36, at 10 drops of our liquid, 2 of them actually died. So, next. This is how we concluded our hypothesis show that lime have the potential to kill Aedes aegypti larvae. The higher the concentration, meaning the better. Next.
Right, the last one is the conclusion and the suggestion. First one, we can conclude that lime proved to be quite effective at killing Aedes aegypti larvae, partially at a high concentration. Though not as potent as chemicals, lime is safer and more environmentally friendly. Different in concentration demonstrated a significant effect on larva mortality. And the suggestion, further study should increase the amount of data, prepare more materials, and select a location with a high larval population for more accurate results.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So we're moving ahead into the Q&A sessions, which I believe that this is going to be begin by Mr. Daniel.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I want to start with one thing that is kind of my pet peeve. It's the visual aids.
Yeah.
And I don't like to see too much text because usually what happens when you have text on this, you tend to read it, which is what happened. And when you read the text, then you don't look at me, you don't look at the audience. And when you present something, you really have to try to sell us on your ideas. And to do this, you need to look at us. So you need to have your topic up here, not on the slides. What you can do, though, using your visual aids, is to provide us with images to back up what you're talking about. So if you're talking about a specific type of mosquito, show us the mosquito. If you're telling us about the process of your experiment, where you had a back and you put mosquitoes and you covered it, show us that. Let's see. Show us what you've done so we can kind of see it. And then when you have graphs to show us your result, make sure that the graphs are big enough and explicit enough that we can understand what they mean. Okay? And make sure that when you talk to the audience, you look at the audience all the time. Okay? With regards to your experiment, you talked about once you've increased to 36%, you've had only 2 larvae that died, right? How many larvae did you start with, or total?
Yeah, we use only 2 larvae because we are short in our larvae are not a lot.
Right. So one of them died after using the second solution, right? The first solution.
Second solution.
And then once you use the third solution at 36%, then the other one died.
Yeah, 2 of them died.
Okay. And that was over 10 minutes, is it?
No, 30.
Or is it 5 minutes?
No, that is after, if I recall, 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yes.
Okay. So because your conclusion says that it is some effective, and I'm wondering, is that really? That seems like a long time with a high concentration to kill 2 larvae, and I was wondering how effective can that really be then?
Yeah, that's why. Can we go back one slide? Yeah, that's why we add for the study. We maybe need a little bit more larva population, and we can. Yeah. We can prepare more material.
We say lime proved to be quite effective, and I'm thinking, well, that's not really quite effective if it takes. I mean, it's difficult to tell. You only have 2 larvae.
Yeah.
But if it took 36% for 30 minutes before getting rid of them, I can think of more effective tools to. So that's why I was wondering if maybe your result should show that it's inconclusive. I mean, because you didn't have enough larvae to test with, and the length of time that it took to kill them is quite extensive.
Yeah, it's quite a long time.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for the question and maybe tips for our next presentation, Mr. Daniel.
Okay. Good afternoon,
Good afternoon.
everybody. Are you fine? Okay. Okay. Regarding with your topic, this is the interesting topic. Yeah, because you point out about the dengue cases, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, as we know that dengue cases is the one of a big problem in Indonesia,
Yes.
especially in Surabaya.
Yeah.
Yeah, as the information that the dengue cases was found firstly in Surabaya.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why we also monitor, yeah, in we call as the Dinas Kesehatan Jawa Timur, yeah, the dengue cases in Surabaya, especially in the rainy season, yeah, because in the rainy season the cases is increasing, yeah. And I think this is the good idea to find out the some things that can kill, yeah, that kill the larva of the dengue. But I'm wondering about the why you choose the formulation only 3, and then the number of the percentage for the concentration not so common, because you decide to group. This is for the 14%. This is for the 24%, and also the 36%. And you found that the effective concentration is
36%.
36, yeah.
Yeah, 36.
Yeah, 36%. But I think when you increase the concentration, maybe the effect also increase,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So we still don't know what's happened when the concentration of lime extract increase, yeah, because you found the maximum variation is a good, yeah, is the most. So what do you think about that?
Again, we, if we were able to make our research again, I would make it like more larva, so we also could test more with more concentration. So yeah, because again we are short on our materials. Oh, that is because at the time we use weight, we use apa sih? Weight measuring device to measure our water and lime concentration. We use grams, and then we calculated that it is like 16, it is 24, it is 36. It's based on the weight, and then we calculate it to percentage. It's not on drops or on the lime and water, not on the larva.
To be honest, I should say that we have more larva than we use on the data, because tragedy, we already prepare the phase for the mosquito to lay their eggs, but maybe because of rain, the phase is the rain poured much water in the face that makes the larva, the eggs go everywhere and they died. So we only got some around 20 larvas that at the time, and we also short in time. That's why we have not that much of data.
So when your finding is good, so what kind of like this product that you want to produce, like the spray or lotion or etc.?
Can I'm sorry. Could you repeat the questions?
If you feel that your result is success, so in the future you want to make like the product for the spraying or
Okay. So our first like prototype is actually making a product, but yeah, and then later we found it like it was kind of hard to like make a product and then like sell it. So that's why we just make this research just to prove that it is effective, not to make a product. Thank you for the question. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, congratulations, Team 108. I think your research is impressive and your presentation was good. I think this research has great potential to help reduce the case of dengue fever. And the feedback from the judges is very valuable and it will be useful for your future improvement. Keep up the excellent work and stay motivated as you continue your project. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ustaz.
Okay. First of all, I want to congratulate you for completing the presentation.
Thank you.
And I want to ask you, what challenges did you face during the research?
Right. We kind of have some challenges during our way on this. Firstly, I want to say is that our time is limited due to our exams and our organization, especially. Because of that, that's why the main reason why we decide to just that's the main reason why we changed from making spray products to just prove that this lime is effective on killing the larva. The larva, yeah.
Okay. Are you nervous?
Not really.
Not really.
Just lost some words.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So the last feedback is going to be from me. First of all, I was actually a bit confused by the concept of which you guys introduced, because at the beginning I thought that you guys are planning on designing or like developing a tool for mosquito repellent, but in fact at the end you are fighting against the larva instead. So when we talk about the larva, then what I could remember from your slide is you are pulling out the picture of one of the very well-known, Baygon. Is that Baygon or something?
Sorry?
Or like the mosquito repellent. Can you come back to the slide where you are showing the mosquito repellent? No. Yeah, go ahead. I think it's like a few first pages, if I'm not mistaken. Come back to the picture of the one. No. I think it's the first or second pages. Second page, I have not mistaken. This one. Yeah. And you guys are aware that that is actually mosquito repellents and not the larva repellents, isn't it? You see the one that you're actually putting there as a picture? Yeah, that's the Yes. Okay. So now my first question would be, have you guys known any product that is actually specifically designed to kill the larva of mosquitoes? This is a mosquito repellent, not a larva of mosquito repellent. Oh yeah. No, what I want you to answer is that have you known any product that is specifically to kill the
No,
mosquito?
not yet. No,
larva?
we haven't found a
Oh.
product like that.
Yeah, because it was actually being designed and circulated. I don't know in Surabaya, but I believe in Jombang we have it. It is called as I forgot the name. If I'm not mistaken, it is called as Abata. It is a very local product, and it is developed by an UMKM, if I'm not mistaken, a small middle enterprises. Yeah, I believe that Budosan also knows this. I believe, yeah, Abata. I believe that this specific product was actually designed. Yeah, it's kind of powdery thing. So. Yeah, chemical. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that so that thing should be placed there instead of the Baygon because like yeah, it's supposed to be matching your goal, right? Because you do not want to create a mosquito repellent, but that to combat the larva. All right. And second point of my feedbacks is when you come back to the result, remember that your research methodology is actually quantitative based on experimental, right? So to say that one experiment is successful is not always when your hypothesis is proven to be true. Even if that is actually doesn't doesn't comes up as how you assume it's gonna be, it could still be called as successful. For example, when it's even being rejected. So that's why it is called as null hypothesis and one the hypothesis 1 and 0, right? So whenever the result is even rejected by rejecting the hypothesis, it could still be called successful.
Yeah.
Means that you guys are presenting the real result of the
We
experiment.
present what we got.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So by telling that the slide is like saying that it's quite effective wasn't actually the case when you do not actually have enough proof to say the least that it is actually effective. So my suggestion is not only just adding the population of the samples or like the mosquitoes, but also seeing the fact that in research you do not have to necessarily force to show that your hypothesis were proven to be right, even if
Even
that
though
is
it
wrong.
is not, we can,
it's-
yeah,
it's
it is,
totally
it is, but
understandable.
in
Yeah.
our result, it is actually.
Yes, and in your future
our-
research, I'm just hoping that you guys are learning all this constructive feedbacks from the judges because you guys are doing your max, and I hope that you can learn from it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr.
So
Ron.
that is all for today's presentation, and I believe that since we have no parents, present today, so we're going to have a photo session. At least we got like your photo with the judges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.